I'm on a mission to recollect my childhood Dragon Ball Z action figures, which provided my brothers and I countless hours of enjoyment in the 90s and early 2000s. And I also collect modern, highly articulated DBZ figures. This Teen Gohan was one of my favorites as a kid, so I'm thrilled to have this new Gohan figure as an adult collector. Let's compare these two figures released more than 30 years apart, side by side. Starting with the original, this Super Saiyan Teen Gohan figure released in 1992 as part of Bandai's Super Battle Collection line in Japan. It was then re-released by Irwin Toys in new packaging in 1999. That's when I got my hands on this figure for the first time, which was before Gohan turning Super Saiyan ever aired on Toonami. I'm pretty sure I got this figure when the Frieza saga was still airing. But honestly, that was the way things went for the American audience consuming the show on Toonami. As a kid, I had a Vegito figure, a Cell figure, and several other characters in action figure form long before they ever showed up in the US Funimation dub. And somehow, those action figure spoilers still didn't take away from the awesomeness of seeing moments like Gohan turning Super Saiyan for the first time. There was also a second version of this figure, a gold-haired variant, but I had the yellow-haired Super Saiyan Gohan figure as a kid, and I lost track of it a long time ago. Thankfully, eBay has an abundance of these available for sale, so I snagged one there. And luckily, I found one in very good condition, complete with his snap-on Piccolo cape, which of course is something I misplaced almost immediately as a kid. I actually think this is one of the better Super Battle Collection figures that I've looked at so far. The face sculpt is way better than the Super Saiyan Goku figure, and this doesn't have the weird elf ears that the Saiyan armor Vegeta had. The hair, though, is a bit suspect. When I look at this, I can tell that it's supposed to be Teen Gohan's hair, but it's just a bit big and blocky for my taste. It kind of resembles an inverted triangle, especially from the back. The hair is actually a separate piece that's glued in place. And if you've never seen it removed from this figure, that image is nightmare fuel. Articulation-wise, his arms move vertically and can go all the way around. He has a waist swivel that twists a full 360 degrees. He also has a swivel at both ankles that allow for a full rotation. So that's 5 points of articulation without the cape. As soon as you put the cape on, most of the arm articulation is hindered. But this cape on Teen Gohan is such a cool look, I can deal with the limited articulation on the old figure. Now it's time to see what 30 years of engineering advancement in the toy industry looks like. This is the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Son Gohan, the fighter who surpassed Goku action figure. This was a regular release figure, so it's readily available at online retailers like Big Bad Toy Store, which is where I ordered this. And I paid $64.99 for the figure when it originally released. Alright, let's get this figure open and see what it's all about. And I've had this for about a year and just haven't opened it yet. Wow, he feels a little bit stiff. But wow, this is definitely very, very cool. And I love the size of the figure. It's something very different than the full-size characters, but also I think different than the very young characters that they have in the series. And the hair looks really good. His faces look really good. I can't wait to try out this soft goods cape. This is very cool. Let's take a closer look. So the accessories that come in the box are, let's see, he comes with 5 different face sculpts, including the 2 that are on the 2 heads, 2 different head sculpts. One is his regular hair, one's kind of blowing in the wind hair. And then he has 4 sets of hands and 1 cape that's a soft goods cape. So here's the first head sculpt that he comes with, and this is just his stoic face. This is his face before he fights Cell, when he's staring him down, getting ready to have the fate of the earth in his hands. And I think that this is a perfect depiction of this version of Gohan in this face sculpt. Okay, so here's Gohan doing some sort of energy attack or powering up, or angry or throwing a flying kick or a flying punch or any of those kinds of things. And again, this just looks incredible. Great job by SH Figuarts on this face sculpt. The hair sculpt itself, I really like on these that we've got those lighter pale yellow highlights on this mixed in with some of the regular kind of yellow shading. and I think it looks incredible, especially if you take a look back and see what the art style looked like when they did the Cell Saga. And if you're wanting to swap out the faceplates, it's the same kind of mechanism we're used to with SH Figuarts, where this just pops out and then the face sculpts actually peg in to the bangs, so that's a little bit different. This is another stoic face, but this is more of a wide-eyed face than kind of the squinty-eyed or angry-eyed face, so I really like that. And he's still got sort of a serious expression on his face here, but I think you can pair this with the Super Saiyan Full Power Goku face, where he's kind of a more jovial look on that faceplate, and put them together. And then we get Angry Gohan, which is awesome. So you can use this, you know, in your battle scenes or pre-battle scenes, when he's fighting Cell, when he's getting ready to fight Cell. And I think that that also looks incredible. And the last face sculpt here has a little bit of battle damage on it, which I think is awesome. And this is the moment where Gohan is in a state of shock right before he turns Super Saiyan 2 after Android 16 is killed by Cell. Overall, this is just a great looking figure, and I can't wait to put the soft goods cape on him, so let's go ahead and do that. First we have to pop off his head, then we take the soft goods cape, and this is the first time that I think SH Figuarts did a soft goods cape. I know they've done a couple since this release, and it's the first one that I've had in hand. And then you just kind of sit it on there. There seem to be these little straps inside. Let's see if you guys can see it right here, that kind of obstruct it from sitting on there, right? So I kind of have to manipulate that as I'm putting it on. You kind of want to push this down, and then you take the headpiece and pop it into place. And here he is with his awesome Piccolo-esque cape. And this is a wired cape, so if you're wondering what this thing is capable of, here's an idea for you with a couple of different poses. Okay, so taking a look at this guy's articulation, for whatever reason, my neck on this Gohan feels very loose, which is super disappointing. It almost at times, when I bring it up like this, it almost feels like it can't support the weight of the head, but it is staying for the most part right now. I just hope that continues. I'm also noticing there's a little gap here between where this gi is and where the actual shoulder or the chest piece is. So I don't love that either, and I'm not sure if that's a defect or what's going on there. But anyway, he's got, you know, his full arm rotation that you're gonna get on figures. So we've got that. He has the double jointed arms, and he has, it looks like, pretty much double jointed knees like that. And he's definitely a lot of fun to pose. He's such a little figure, but he's really, really posable. And I think that that's so cool to see SH Figuarts getting a lot better at the engineering on some of their smaller figures, which is why I think they're doing so well with some of the Daima figures. And I know people are probably wondering about things like his ab crunch. So he doesn't really have an ab crunch, but he can come forward. So it's not so much that he has an ab crunch, but more that right at the waist here, you can bend him forward. So you're gonna be able to get him into some positions where it looks like he might be in pain, or if he got punched or anything like that from Cell, you're gonna be able to do that, which I think is good. And he also just looks really great in a vanilla pose. And if you're wondering where this diorama came from or where the backdrop came from, the backdrop is actually something that I sell as part of a backdrop series on my website and my eBay. And this diorama is actually something that I made by hand. And I have other videos on my channel that show the rock carving and rock painting techniques if you want to try to make something like this for yourself. So let's see if we can do a little bit of live posing with him. Here he is in kind of a classic DBZ power-up pose. Sort of a jab right there, uppercut type pose. And I think he can definitely do some kicking poses. But you can't have this Gohan without a perfect Cell. Unfortunately, the SH Figuarts Perfect Cell looks horrendous and is in desperate need of a redesign. So if you want a Cell action figure that scales well with this, you have two options. One, you get a figurized model kit, build it, and use that. Two, you buy Dragon Star's Perfect Cell. That's what I did. He looks great and scales well with this Gohan, but he is a Dragon Stars figure, so his articulation is less than perfect. Now I can have a ton of fun recreating Gohan's battle with Perfect Cell, or at least the first part of it. Obviously the SH Figuarts Gohan pairs well with Cell, but here he is with Goku, Piccolo, all of my other Gohan figures, and some of the Z fighters. It's been a ton of fun recollecting my childhood Dragon Ball Z figures alongside these modern DBZ figures. So I plan on doing more of these kinds of videos. Here's a look at some of the characters I'd like to give this treatment to. I want to know which one you'd like to see next. Leave me a comment and let me know. Then hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next installment in my Then vs. Now figure comparison series.
That's Go Toys. Action figure dioramas and props.